What is going on? It is the Reality After Show with the surprise additional House of Villains podcast here on the Reality After Show Network. Jonny Fairplay, you are joining us just for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm here with Dan Montchal and Wayne Memmott, who lives in my hometown of Cincinnati. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you all doing tonight?
Who day,
baby.
Who day is right? Just so we know, I got my Bengals. I got a shirt and a hat on. I went to the Bengals game today with my wife. It was perfect weather. It was an awesome vibe. The whole day was awesome as hell. My brother-in-law has season tickets. He couldn't go, so he sold them today's game for Tess and I. We had parking pass, which we parked Fairplay right under the Red Stadium where we parked for the Diamond Club when we went there. So that's where his ticket parking was, and we walked to the game. It was great. It was a Joe Burrow sucked today, in my opinion. But our defense was absolutely killer and an awesome game. And we won. So it was dope.
All right. So a couple of House of Villains stats I want to throw out there real quick.
Yes.
So the overnight viewership, okay, the 4 networks, USA, Bravo, E, and Sci-Fi. Wayne was watching on Sci-Fi, of course. 570,000. And thus far on YouTube, 242,000 views for the premiere.
Wow, that's so YouTube
with the +3 numbers, we're looking at over 1 million views.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, tell me this. For a show, obviously we cover Survivor, which is like network television, not cable TV. So for a cable TV show, explain to me how those numbers kind of work.
Like
is that a good number, basically?
Yes.
That's a great number considering it was a Thursday night, 10 p.m. Cable, and competing against Thursday Night Football, featuring Taylor Swift in the crowd.
Yeah.
Also, Major League Baseball, Braves versus Phillies, National League divisional playoff game in a final, Game 4. And then the Challenge USA on CBS featuring Johnny Bananas.
Yeah.
Incredible number, and a debut show.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
And that's not even counting in streams, right? Yeah. That's just who watched it live on those channels plus YouTube views. That's not even counting the. I mean, I would almost guess that double the people streamed it.
Yeah. So I'm stoked. It's nuts. It's my phone is blown up. My social media is blown up. I mean, I got the I'm in Boston this week. Survivor viewing party Wednesday night at the greatest bar in Boston. Tickets available at survivortix.com. And then the next night it'll be a House of Villains viewing party in Boston. It's me and Jax from Vanderpump Rules and from House of Villains, and it's crazy. I mean, like ticket sales for that are nuts. The tickets available at villaintix.com, which they both take you to the same place. And then the following week, we're in Clearwater, Florida, at Hogan's Hangout, Hulk Hogan's club. And so Wednesday night, it's me, Mama C, and Janet doing a Survivor party. And then the next night, it's me, Jax, and Johnny Bananas. And Hulk Hogan's like, "Hey, can I get a rub, brother?" like awesome. Just like, yeah. I mean, like, you want to come? Yeah. 13-year-old Jonny Fairplay is losing his mind.
Right. It's like, hey, dude, you're invited to everything forever. You're fucking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Forever and everything, no matter where it is or what it is, you're invited. You're for sure invited.
But it's your bar.
And it's your bar.
Yeah.
And it's your bar.
So it's crazy. It's crazy. So I love the premiere. I peeked behind the curtain. I actually got to watch the second episode last night. It is crazy. I'm a very anti-spoiler guy, but I will say this: it's the Carol Baskin episode.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. So
and I was there, and I got stories to tell on Friday or whenever I do the episode 2 podcast. And holy moly, do I have stories! But I do not remember it going exactly like it went, and the ending. God bless America is possibly the funniest thing I've ever seen in the history of reality television.
So Johnny, I want to ask you when we have you on here while we're doing this, the question.
Sure.
So, hey,
you have a question?
Wayne from Cincinnati. First time, long time.
Hey, you know what we say? Welcome
aboard.
Right. So we've talked about this. Like when you're on reality shows, you are thinking actively about the show that they are shooting. There's a lot of other people that are not thinking about that, but that is something you're acutely attuned to.
Yes.
2 episodes in.
It's almost my superpower.
Right.
But
I would
not
say
on a show.
2 episodes in.
Yeah.
I think you just gave the answer.
Yeah.
How close were you?
Not
Even okay.
No.
So you're sitting in this house and you're like putting this whole show together, and you've watched 2 episodes, and it's like, oh, that's not the show that I was a part of.
I wasn't there apparently. I was filming a different show in Bolivia than the one that they're showing. For the record, the show that they're showing is much better than what I envisioned, because I didn't think they would play that loose with it.
Right.
I mean, it's just fourth wall. And it's just, because the fourth wall shit is funnier than the campy bullshit,
That's what I was afraid was going to happen, was it was going to be like an Bravo kind of fluff piece.
Like battle the networks, battle the reality stars network, like that. Like,
whatever. Like, hey, we got these guys together for like a week to live in a house and like do some bullshit. And there's a winner, but really everybody's getting paid, and it's it's just,
this is not that show.
That's amazing. That's so amazing. I'm actively excited. I will be in Gatlinburg on Thursday, and I've already told the people that I'm staying with, like, I will be watching this on Thursday at 10 o'clock. Yeah. Like, I don't care what else we're doing. I'm watching this.
Well, I mean, like 30 seconds in, I mean, I'm known as One Take Johnny. I mean, like that's my gimmick. Yeah. I mean, like, I do not flub a line. Like, I just nail it. Like that's what I bring to the table. And it was, I mean, like, you see me get out of the Suburban and, and I do the Ric Flair strut and I do the woo, and I was more than happy with it. And they're just like, hey, you want to do another one? I'm just like, sure. I mean, like, was that not good?
I was going to say, it didn't look bad. It's like the first one that you did, and they're like, great. A second take. I was like, I don't see why you needed to do that.
Yeah, no. So they're just like, I'm just like, yeah, why not? I mean, like, we got some time, right? Let's see if one's better, So I was like, no, I don't love that, because if you're gonna give me another take, then go ahead and give me it. Yeah, I might as well take a few takes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's from there, the mind games. I mean, just walk into the house, those voodoo dolls, which we're not allowed to call voodoo dolls. Like, they literally lost their mind every time we called them voodoo dolls.
Yeah, it's probably cultural appropriation or something like that.
Probably,
I'm sure it's something you'll get in trouble for. I'm not cultured enough to understand it, but
they literally screamed over the intercom, "They're not voodoo dolls."
Wow. Well, the thing is,
the voodoo dolls.
That's what I would have called. It's like, this is the villain's lair, which I liked. Like your house or whatever, that room has got a villain's lair. You got this chair and stuff. So I personally, I love the whole.
You're talking about the stronghold. There's more secrets to the stronghold that you have not seen yet. The stronghold, like, as cool as you think it is, that is nothing compared to what's about to happen.
This house, first of all, where is this stronghold in this house? Because this house seems really small. This does not seem like a big house, but then it has this like secret bookshelf layer.
Okay, so the secret bookshelf.
Did they add that on?
No, so the secret bookshelf. It's a closet. That's where they mic us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sound guy's room.
Okay.
And then in the backyard, there's the backyard, with the patio and all that, and then the pool and the hot tub. And beside that was a basketball court.
But now it's the
and built layer. On top of the basketball court, it's the stronghold, and then you see these like fake bushes on the side of it.
And And is that why it's cold? Because it's probably just like a galvanized building that's put up and there's no insulation or heating or anything.
Oh yeah, no, it's free. No, I just think it's plywood. I don't even think it's galvanized. I think it's plywood. It is beyond freezing.
So they temporarily built that as part of the set of the show.
Yeah, so
which
but
would be
that's in the
torn down
backyard.
later.
Like if you go into the bookshelf, it's a closet.
See, I wish that they. I honestly wish, and maybe they will reveal it later on or something like that.
I would be shocked if they didn't.
But it would be cool to have it like the joke of like obviously you're all like, what the hell? We got to go in this bookshelf. Like, why are we going in this sound guy's closet or whatever?
Truth be told, probably 7 people did not know that was okay. That was what it was.
It was like felt very awkward of you guys going in, and I'm like, what the fuck is this house? Because this house seems too small to have a secret room. Like,
yeah, and then episode 2, he's just like, go to vote. So it's just like go downstairs and then take a left, and then and it's no, we went outside and we went to the cabana room where we do
I gotcha. Okay,
like the confessional is the cabana room.
Okay,
and that's to the other side of the pool.
So Johnny, so there's 10 villains that from all different reality shows.
So I gotta air a little grievance here.
Yes.
Is this where you go after Rob C?
I watched Rob C. So Rob C. Apparently has this podcast called Hit It or Quit It.
Okay.
And whenever a new reality show comes on, they watch the first episode and decide if they want to continue covering it or so hit it or stop covering it. It's done and quit it.
Right.
And so House of Villains is on the Hit It or Quit It. And I'm just like, ooh, okay, I feel like it's a no-brainer. But I'll sit back.
But they're covering buddy games, so really.
That Rob did say. He goes, look. He goes, we can't. We're covering The Amazing Race. We're covering buddy games, and I'm just like, why are you covering Amazing Race and buddy games like that? You're dumb.
Yeah. Right.
What is there to cover on Amazing Race? That's what I want to know.
Nothing. We actually did an entire season. It was the worst fucking podcast of all time.
Yeah, I was a part of that, wasn't I, Johnny? I think.
Johnny, you and I couldn't finish Big Brother. I mean, I'm still finishing it. I'm too invested. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna lie. I have zero interest now that House of Villains and Survivor's on. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing watching Big Brother?
Yeah, and Buddy Game. But I knew when Buddy Games was coming out, and I have a friend on there, Andrew's on there, but I'm still not watching Buddy Games. And
Buddy Games is wholesome. No, I will say I watch Buddy Games. I enjoy it. It is wholesome. It is fun. It replaced Amazing Race in my reality, turn off my brain and not care about it, but have it on the background show.
Okay. Is there a need for a podcast?
No. Buddy Games?
Yeah.
Oh, a bunch of nobodies from nowhere going to camp with Josh. I mean, I'll go there and talk about Josh Duhamel the whole time. We could do a Josh Duhamel podcast. I don't think the world needs that. So anyway, I was just like, okay, I'm throwing my hands up. I was just like, if he needs to go through the process of hit or quit it, let's do it. Fine. Okay. So he does. And so Rob goes, so, you got 10 reality villains. And I was just like, ooh, this is sour grapes. Sorry, Rob C. It's 10 of the greatest reality villains of all time. So I challenge you to make a better cast.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I could make a better cast. There's no way. Watch this show. This is the greatest cast in the history of reality television. Because someone's just like, oh, I mean, I don't know. They instead of Bobby Lights, they could have got so and so from For Love or Hip Hop. Go fuck yourself. Dude, Bobby Lights is the greatest fucking national treasure ever created. There is no one on this planet better than Bobby Lights. Bobby Lights, he admits, on you see in the commercial, he's just like, I'm a convicted felon. He tries to kill someone on the show, literally throws an object that could kill.
Wow, that's crazy.
Every single person on the show is very watchable. I'm very excited to see how they interact, and I still hate Omarosa. No, I mean,
great. Well, so, and you can tell from these 10, greatest reality villains that all of them are coming with their own fan base. Like you're coming in, you've been following this person for years, and it could only be one person that brings you in, but then you get introduced to everyone else.
Yeah,
I mean,
personally, when I know some of the people, but some of the people I've never seen before, but I was completely entertained, sucked in, loved everybody that had a confessional. I'm already like, oh my God, this Johnny Bananas guy that Fairplay and everyone's talked about on the challenge. I love Johnny Bananas already. Episode 1 was killer. Like, I was like, sometimes when I watch reality TV shows, I'm like, taking notes. I'm like, how is this challenge going? Or what is the point of like Big Brother
balls
stuff?
out. It's very simple.
I love the
unless you're Jax,
simplicity.
you didn't understand the instructions.
but the simplicity and already the cast, the drama, the characters, everything. Episode 1, I love. So for Rob C to belittle that shows me that Rob C might be like, I'm a little bit too high and mighty, like, you know. I don't agree with that. So Johnny, go on about what he said.
No, it was fine. It was fine. Like, everything after that was very positive. Other than like whoever he was doing the show with, they were just like, I would have changed this person for this person. And I was just like, yeah. I got 9 other villains that say you're wrong. I mean, like, we did 6 hours of press on Wednesday of last week, and like literally, like, we're in groups of 3, and they're just like, like one of the questions, like almost every time, there's just like, okay, like, Corinne, who from The Bachelor would you have on season 2? And it's just like, I don't, no one. Like I'm here for and
Right.
and then New York is just like, she was like, and she was like I don't know, no one. Like, and they're like, here.
Well, because
it's
not an easy it's not easily replicated. It's really not. Like, it's going to be hard to do this more than a couple of seasons, because you're going to have to drop your, like,
the the talent level goes way down. So
you'll get people that maybe have as much clout, but they're not as villainous. Literally, Johnny Bananas stole what was like $500,000 from Sarah.
$275,000.
$275,000, right?
Literally
you know what I'm saying? So
and Omarosa, like pointing, she's like, "Hey, in case you guys are wondering, this guy stole $275,000 from a girl."
Right.
So just note this, everyone.
Right. So it's like, that's a fucking villain. That's life-changing amount of money.
And Love Is Blind is just like what, like, why do we need Love Is Blind? And I'm just like, because the guy literally
Here's why. My wife knows you, Johnny, right? My wife knows you, likes you. She hasn't watched House of Villains yet. Yeah. When I told her, I was like, oh, Shake's on it. She's like, what? I have to watch it. I hate that guy so much. That's like
everyone.
That's why Shake is on it, because a lot of the other reality shows are from a while ago. Love Is Blind is now. 90 Day Fiance is now. And that's like the person I don't know anybody on 90 Day Fiance, but I know Anvisa and Sif, what's her name?
And her red bag.
Yeah. I mean, I know who she is. I've seen her, but I don't know anybody else on that show.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, our group chat, literally as we're speaking right now, is like, Shake's like, someone recognized me from House of Villains just now, not Love Is Blind, but House of Villains. That means people are watching this shit. And the girl said, "You're the nice one on House of Villains." And Corinne's just like, she goes, people are hitting me up, like saying they hit Bobby Lights goes, "I'm getting noticed left and right from House of Villains."
Mm-hmm. Well, Bobby Lights is for sure. I mean,
I like Bobby Lights, like with the awkwardness of Corinne, the Google me, and Bobby Lights goes, I need a libation. Oh, these mini pickles, these little pickles.
Well, the thing is, this is another reason why I love the show. A lot of times,
Carson Daly as our host.
Dude, that was funny. But I don't know a lot of the people that are on the other shows. However, they did a great job of doing little
explaining
blurbs of why they're a villain, right? So I already know more than I know half of the tribe on the current season of Survivor. I already know the
4
cast.
seasons of Survivor.
Yeah, and I'm gonna immediately 2 episodes in, once we watch episode 2 next week, I'm gonna know even more about these people, and there's already people I love, and there's already people I'm kind of like, So we talked about this before on the phone, Johnny. It's like, house of villains, but there are gonna be people that you can root for, because usually it's like you're rooting against the villains.
Yeah. Well,
But
I think they did a really good job with the whole fourth wall stuff and showing a vulnerability in us.
Yeah.
Like in addition to the haha from the fourth wall stuff, it's, we're not always on our game 100%. And, it's just like, like Jonny Fairplay. It's just like, hey, you're the first in the house. Say, I'm just like, I'm the first one in the house. You know what that means? First one means the best. And they're like, does it? I'm like, what? I'm like, why are you taking this? I just said it, lady.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know the show that Tanisha is from. I don't even know that, but I love Tanisha. I cannot wait to see her more in the show. I'm absolutely in love with her.
Yeah. So she was on Bad Girls Club, and Bad Girls Club was from the creators of Real World. And it was just like 5 girls living in a house or an apartment in New York or something. And there was no theme, no concept, no nothing. So they're just living there. And apparently you get into a fight, and whoever loses the fight is replaced by someone else. I mean, they just get hammered, bring guys back, have sex, and get in a fight.
Man.
Like, that is the show. And I was like, this show is great. Like, I don't want to date them, but I really like the show.
Yeah.
and Tanisha was on one of the early, actually, maybe in the first season, but definitely, one of the early seasons. Yeah. And Tanisha did not like the girls getting hammered, bringing random dudes back to their apartment and getting in fights. So if I ain't getting no sleep because of y'all ain't gonna get no sleep because of me. So 5 a.m. she takes out the cookie sheets and it was a moment.
Oh my God, I love that clip. It was amazing. It was so good.
So Johnny, you're the first in the house. So just like a lot of reality shows where they're introducing the cast, episode 1 is they're having you guys, come in, get out of the SUV or whatnot, and walk in the house. You are the first person.
Rob C was very complimentary on that. And he goes, Jonny Fairplay is the perfect guy to have, because Jonny Fairplay knows, like, I do the podcast, I watch the shows, I study the shows, I've been a fan of the shows forever. I'm the perfect one to have in the house first, in that, say Jack or say Jax or Shake is first. Whoever comes in after that, it's just like, hey, I'm so-and-so, and they're just like, I don't know. So whereas again, kind of lead, it's just like, oh my God, Vanderpump Rules. Oh my God, New York, who doesn't, the queen of the meme. Shake, Love is Blind. You're a scumbag. I love you. So I'm there to kind of direct traffic.
Did you feel pressure, Johnny, in that situation? It's like, wow, you haven't been on a reality show in quite a while. Yes, you're a huge, big personality. You do your thing all across the country at events and stuff, but we haven't seen you on our TV screens in many years, right? You're older now. So what was that like? Were you intimidated at all about being first?
Well, no, I mean, like, I thought it was perfect and I enjoyed it, but where the pressure came in is like they're kind of looking to, they're just like, hey, Fairplay, like, get people moving, we need people to go upstairs, and they're kind of leaning into me, and they were hoping to also lean into Bananas, but Bananas is just like, whoever comes into the house, it's, let's do the biggest shot of Casamigos Reposada on the planet. And then and then waiting for the next person to come into the house, do the biggest shot of Casamigos Reposada ever on the planet. And then the next person comes into the house, and let's do another shot of Casamigos Reposada, and then wait for the next person. And so, production's coming to me. They're just like, well, production's going to Bananas. They're just like, hey, you're hammered. And he's like, it's fine. And they're like, Fairplay, your guy's hammered. And I was just like, he really appears to be enjoying himself. I mean, like, I'm not going to tell him not to drink. I mean, like, I think they kind of caught early on that, that we're boys, even though we've never met each other.
Yeah.
But
never.
Like, yeah. But I mean, like, as much as we're boys, I'm not here to babysit. So,
it shouldn't be your responsibility, honestly speaking, dude. It should be
like, it was. He was teetering on like like a little. He was just like, whoo, like He was like, I was a little gone there. I was just like, yeah. He was like, I hope I didn't say anything too bad. I'm just like, you said everything you could. I mean, I was just like, well, you declared your love to Corinne and Fisa and Bobby Lights. I mean, I think everything went well.
I love Corinne.
Yeah. And I thought, being there, I was just like, oh my God, this is gonna be a horrific episode for Corinne. It's just Omarosa destroying her. And then I'm watching the confessional. It's just like, I think Corinne won episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people obviously hate Omarosa. However, I'm from the era of watching her on Survivor. Like, she's old school. Johnny, you've been friends with her for many years. 19 years. So some of the newer players are like shitting on her, and their defense is, you're not relevant anymore. You're washed up or whatever. I, though, was pretty entertained by Omarosa. I love how we immediately see her go for her first target, which is Corinne, when she's in a conversation, I forget with who, and Corinne tries to like interrupt and say, hey, and she just completely ignores her.
You have Omarosa on her throne, and you have Jonny Fairplay, the hand to the throne.
Yes.
As her consigliere.
No, yeah, it was great. It was great. So for those
of you paying attention at home, but you also heard a conversation, if you're paying attention, between myself and New York, in which we discussed an alliance. Mm-hmm. And then you see the first official alliance, which is Corinne, Bobby Lights in New York, which I'm also a part of that. And then,
so was there a lot of like these people that? So let's get into that, right? So a lot of these people played.
So me and Omarosa have been friends for 19 years. So as soon as we see each other, we're just like, we're good.
Yeah.
Totally. Me and Bananas, we met at Hearts Reality, and we had a 4-minute conversation in which we agreed not to fight over the name Johnny. His name is Bananas. My name is Fairplay. And, if it makes sense, let's potentially work together. But it wasn't, final 2 or a handshake. It was none. It was, if it makes sense, it makes sense. Because people are I had a pregame alliance with Yao Man, who in real life, I love Yao Man. Yao Man in the game sucks.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk to you. He's not fun.
Yeah.
So, me and Bananas, we probably, hung out for 20 minutes over the course of an entire weekend at Hearts of Reality, but we enjoyed those 20 minutes. But I left there, telling my fiance that I'm like, hey, this might work out. It might not. I know to the level I could potentially trust him. I know to the level that I should not trust him. And as much fun as we had here, this guy might be an asshole out there. He wasn't. Yeah. I mean, like he shows up with this guitar, and me and Dan and Alex, we literally make fun of him and his guitar on the challenge every week.
Yeah.
And then, when he walks out with his guitar, me and Jax, we're sitting there talking, and Jax goes, there's always one asshole that brings a guitar, and Jax is all pissed off about this. And then we're hanging out, and Bananas goes, he goes, you want to know the guitar gimmick, don't you? And I was just like, well, I mean, if you have caught my podcast discussing you, I'm not a huge fan, but I was like, please explain the gimmick. He goes, watch. So because like this show, they film you 24/7. I mean, like they never stop. So Bananas starts playing copyrighted material, and they're like, all right, you guys got 45 minutes. We'll be back. And I'm just like, whoa. And so cameras leave for 45 minutes. We don't do game, because if they hear us doing game talk, they'll run right back. So we don't do game talk. Smoke a joint, maybe have a Casamigas. And
no way Bobby Lights smoked any joints.
Oh my God, there's no way he. I don't think he had oxygen that didn't have marijuana in it.
So it's a tactic to distract production, to give you some
just normalcy. I mean, because like the cameras don't bother any of us, but at the same time, it's just like, look, man, we're not talking about shit that's going to be good TV. Just fucking leave us alone for 20 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So with the alliances,
and you can ask, they're going to say no. So me and Johnny Bananas start singing The Killers. They're just like, all right, we're out of here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So with the alliances, there are people that have not played competition reality shows, right? So you got Bachelor stuff. So did people really know, like, we need to create an alliance? Like, does someone like Jax know that is something you need to do?
No, Jax continuously informed us that his manager and his friend said, "Hey, how about watch one episode of Big Brother? Just so you get kind of a feel how something like this is going to work." And he's like, no, I don't see as to where that would be beneficial.
Wow. So there were people that were highly unprepared for this. So Jonny Fairplay, you being an expert of reality television, right? I mean, this is your profession. You've created an entire career out of being Jonny Fairplay. So you know what's going on. So you came into this game prepared, ready to go. Was there anything that caught you off guard episode 1? Like we go to this challenge, which is off-site, right? It looks very cold out. I don't know what month you guys were in Bolivia filming, but it looked really cold.
Well, we were in Bolivia.
Yeah, February.
And we're still there's beers involved.
Yeah, so you were drinking and stuff prior to doing this physical challenge, which on Survivor, everybody, there is no partying involved.
Yeah. Well, there is when Jonny Fairplay is there and he finds a bottle of rum.
When I find a bottle of rum in a treasure chest. Yes. So no, I mean, like it, but at the same, like, I had in my head, like I'm like, okay, there's 10 people. I had an idea of how the show could potentially go and potentially end. Mm-hmm. And with those parameters in my mind, I knew the challenge I wanted to win if I had the opportunity to win a challenge and to be supervillain of the week. Like I mapped all that out before I even left North Carolina.
And did you train physically?
Yes.
Specifically for this television show?
Yes. I was running, I don't know, probably at that time, probably 5 miles a day, maybe. I was hitting the gym. I was eating good. I was the most prepared. I mean, if you want every single clip they show in the morning, the first person out there on the treadmill is me.
I noticed that.
Every morning.
That's great. So did other people, do you think? I mean, Jax obviously didn't watch a single show to prepare for the strategic and social part of this reality competition show, but were there people that did not train at all like you did for any kind of the physical challenges?
So me and Bananas are talking to Bobby Lights, and Bobby Lights goes, "Oh my God, I'm so jealous of you guys, like, out there working out." And it's just like, "Bobby, you can work out." He goes, I do work out. I have a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And Bananas just loves gaslighting everybody. And he goes, "You don't have he goes, "I do have a personal trainer. His name's Josh." Or whatever. And he was like, "You don't even know a guy named." "I do too. I know a lot of people named Josh." And he's just like, he goes, "Do you really have a personal trainer, Bob?" He goes, "I do." He goes, can you run?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, like how fast? And he was like, "I don't know." And he goes, "Do you think you could run a mile in 15 minutes? He goes, "I think so." And he goes, "No way." He goes, "I'm sure I can." He goes, "There's no way you can run 1 mile in 15 minutes. He goes, I mean, if I think I could get up to that. I'm like, "Bobby, you can walk a mile 11 minutes." But he's all worked up and frustrated. I'm calling Josh.
This is why the beauty of Bobby Lights. So let's talk about this challenge. I like this because it's very simple. There's like a football field.
Don't do anything. Don't win. Don't help anyone.
And it's called Balls Out, right?
If you want to go after someone, go after Shaken and Fisa, where there's no repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
But not Jax.
When you guys get there, and I know like what's the host guy's name?
Joel McHale.
Carson Daly.
Okay, Carson Daly, too. Yeah. So he explains the challenge of what's going on, like how the challenge is going to go, but then he immediately throws you into this, correct? What's up?
Hi, soon to be Miss Fairplay.
You just got a butt shot on there. It's
So Johnny, the chat, like he immediately kind of just like explains it and throws you into it.
First, we have to run through the paper, and you saw how that went.
Yes.
And according to Joel, nailed it.
Yeah, that was funny. That was so funny.
We-
Yeah, the thing is supposed to like rip, and it doesn't. You guys fall over.
Oh, so we did a second take, and because they're just like, we're doing that again, and I'm so glad they didn't use the second, because I'm like, wasn't the first take great? And production's like, no. And I'm just like,
the first take was the best.
And it's not great, and they're like, no. And I'm just like, I feel like it is, and I was right on that one, but I didn't think they were going to use it.
Yeah. I love that, dude. It's like when I got married, it was so funny because like Tessa's brother was like rolling this like white rug thing down in between the church pews that we were going to walk down to, but it was like a hand-me-down thing, and we didn't check how long it was. So like, let's say it needed to be 40 feet. Well, Tessa's brother's like running or walking it down, and like 10 feet in, the roll ends, so there's like no carpet thing to go the whole length, and he's like, oh shit, and everyone in the whole place was like dying laughing, and that reminds me of kind of like that. It's just a blunder. Oh, these guys are gonna run into this like a football thing and tear it out.
I mean, we're all studs. I mean, Bobby explains how much more physical he was than most.
Oh. And you have the one chick is like, I'm from the hood. This is harder than I thought, or whatever.
It's dark
dude.
out here, Joel. It's dark.
Yeah. So this challenge, it's very simple. It's like the last ball remaining is the winner of the challenge. So what's going through your head, Johnny, of your strategy? Omarosa's was do nothing.
Don't try and like try enough to where I don't get called out by Joel and or production.
Yeah.
Or anyone else. It's just like, is this guy? So no, I'm like, I feel like Anfisa and Shake had less connections than anyone else in the house.
Yeah.
So I just when convenient went after Shake and Anfisa, and I eliminated both of them.
Yeah. So you're completely pleased with your strategy and how that played out. Now Omarosa's
the first supervillain like that was not even like what they didn't like, you see Bananas going, like we had talked, he's just like, I'm like, do not look this direction, sir.
Right.
Like, no. And he's just like, I don't want it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Omarosa, go ahead, Brent Wayne.
No, I was just going to say, I think Bananas is most uniquely like benefited in this show specifically based off of his specific show's past experience, right? Because like the challenge is kind of, a real version, but like the closest version to this show of all the other shows.
But the challenges are not like there is nothing remotely close to this going forward. Nothing.
Okay. All right.
So yeah. And it's crazy because the challenge producers are both from Survivor, but they're not like Survivor challenges either.
Wait, you're saying that the producers of the challenges on House of Villains, they also work on?
No, they quit Survivor.
But they did work with Kierhoff or whatever.
Yeah. One of them's idea was the birdcage, and Jeff said no, and then he left. And then the next season, Jeff goes, "I got an idea. How about like a birdcage?" And everyone goes, "That's a great idea, Jeff."
That's crazy.
And that's why he left.
I do have a question, Johnny, though, about this. Not like that. But there's no one from Big Brother on this show.
Rachel Riley. So at this challenge, we arrived there, and we actually saw 2 additional jerseys on the side of the playing field, and one of them said Rachel, and one of them said Fifi, and so Rachel was Rachel Riley, and who I'd spoken with, and she had been on standby.
Okay.
The other Fifi is potentially Fifi from Rock of Love, or I believe there's a Fifi from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
I feel like Fifi from RuPaul's Drag Race would have been a little more topical, But the people that did this are the people that did Rock of Love and Flavor of Love. The Irwin Entertainment
also,
used to be 51 Minds that did all those shows.
But if you're keeping it like if you were going to do 12, 6, and 6, right? So RuPaul's Drag Race is whatever. I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Sexually would probably work out for the RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, as a gender. Yeah, whatever works out. Yeah. So
well, I mean, it wasn't fair because according to my roommate Bobby Lights, he identifies as a rich single white female.
Right. But it's just so interesting that like this show, like Big Brother, that's been on for so long, doesn't have a villain on this show.
I mean, I love Rachel. She's a good friend of mine. I wouldn't change this cast for anything.
No,
I love this.
I'm not saying
we are all we are linked together forever. We all love each other so much. With the couple like I love everyone on the cast, and there's many of us that do, but there's a couple people that cannot be in the same state together, or they're
you could tell there's like a crew. You could tell even in the first episode, you can kind of tell that there's a crew.
Yeah, but we were all at the premiere except for Shake, and everyone got along swimmingly, and we're all gonna be at Bananas opening of his Rumble Gym in Boca in a couple weeks, with the exception of Jax, and everyone will get along swimmingly.
Heard.
So,
yeah. Jax isn't making it to Miami, is he?
No, Jax. Well, Shake put together the Miami one.
Yeah, no, I know.
And Jax is doing all the other ones.
I listened to your podcast with Corinne. That's all. I'm just saying, if you're like, oh, what's he talking about? Listen to Talk Villain to me because it was awesome.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Corinne's great.
So Johnny, the winner of the challenge is Omarosa, who promises Johnny Bananas like I'm not gonna nominate you or whatever. So refresh me on what was Omarosa's called villain of the week, or what's she called?
Super villain of the week.
Okay, super villain of the week. And she picks 2 other people, nominates them.
No, she picks 3 people to go on the hit list.
Okay, 3 people for the okay. Cool.
3 people go on the hit list, and then episode 2 will be in a redemption challenge. So we had the battle royale to declare super villain of the week. Okay. They put 3 people on the hit list.
Okay.
And then there's a redemption challenge with those 3 people, in which one person will find redemption, and it will leave 2 people for the remaining people, other than the super villain of the week, to vote out.
Okay. And then everyone just casts a vote, just like Survivor or something.
Or Big Brother. Yeah.
Or Big Brother. Yes.
Same.
So Omarosa is the, this whole thing kind of second half of the show. She's able to pick people. She promised Johnny Bananas.
Oh, and also becoming super villain of the week, you get to pick 2 people to go on a reward.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. And she was said, Bananas, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna pick you, which she did not. But she was saying,
you do see the discussion with her, Bobby, and Tanisha.
Yes.
That if she were to put him on the block, would they vote him out? And they said yes. And what they don't show at this point, me, Omarosa, and Bananas are working together. Mm-hmm. And Omarosa comes back and tells me and Bananas what Bobby and Tanisha said. Wow. So that her asking was not to see if they would do it, to do it, but seeing if they say they would do it to tell me and Bananas.
Yeah. Well, all I know is
that's game. I mean, that's a gamer.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making them reveal their cards.
I think there are people that are here to play the game and that are going to do very well. Yep. And then I think there are people that are literally, this is out of their league as far as, I mean, Shake already seems completely to me like a non-player or something like that.
I'm not going. There's 3 people in my mind that are here to actually win the game. Watching the first episode and knowing what I know about the people, Johnny, it's you, Omarosa, and Johnny Bananas. Those are the three people where I'm like, they're the ones that are here to win and play this game.
Out of this, we're talking episode 1 right now. So
episode 1, that's it.
First impressions. That's the impression you got, and I think I agree with that statement. Although
I think people are paying attention though.
Yeah.
So some are potentially quicker on the draw than others.
I think it's set up that maybe that's how it starts out of the gate. But my thought looking at it is, look at Omarosa. Is she doing too much too fast? Now, she's owning every second of screen time she has. She's killing that without a doubt. Yeah. But I think she's also doing something to paint a pretty big target on her back if everyone else more than, can get on the same page.
And you can't win back-to-back supervillains.
And I think I think the fringe group of people, so like I would say like Corinne would be a fringe, and like New York and Tanisha and even Anfisa are like people that will catch on quickly. Is kind of what I imagine. Like they're all like, oh, we're in this house, like we're doing. It's like, oh shit, there's like a game to play for money. Like they see the other people playing the game and they're like gonna quickly hop on. I don't think Jax is going to get his footing. I don't think Shake's going to get his footing. And I love Bobby Lights, and I hope he's around for a long, long time, but I just don't think he's going to figure out that there's a game to play.
How dare you?
Bobby Lights is not aware that we're on the planet Earth.
Right, exactly.
It's funny because I was kind of left alone for probably 3 days. And I would just run in the morning and, hang out in the hot tub, drink low carb IPAs. And it was pretty just easy. Like I was just like, wow, this is all I want. like, all right, everybody just leave me alone.
And I'm paid to be here. Great.
Yeah. Let me just drink low carb IPAs and run on the treadmill. So yeah, thank you. And have Johnny Bananas serenade me. This is wonderful. But no, it's about day 3. I had multiple people come up to me. They're just like, hey, it seems like you know this more than anyone else here. And I was like, I guess. And they're like, you have any advice?
Don't listen to my podcast. Don't listen to my podcast.
You have any advice? I was just like, I wouldn't fuck with me. That's my number one bit of advice.
You're with me or against me.
Yeah, so it's kind of and it was so refreshing for me because I mean, like you go out there and typically it is a mind fuck like ridiculously, but I'm literally like we get our phones every night at 10 p.m. I get my phone, I'd call Jessica. They'd come by, and this is after like the most ridiculous dinner you've ever had in your entire life, like every night. I mean, just like $100 dinner every night. So at like 10:30, 10:45, they'd take her In-N-Out burger order, and then I'd talk to Jessica for about an hour, and then I would go to bed every night watching Australian Survivor Brains versus Brawn as it was airing every night as I went to bed. And I'm just like, okay, what can I steal from King George tonight and use tomorrow? So I'm literally watching a genius and doing something, that's never been done in America. That's original material. and it also just got my mind thinking of outside the box. Because that's what George does. So and then every morning I'd wake up at 8. I'd get my phone back. I'd call Jessica. They come by and take our Jamba Juice order and our Starbucks order, and I'm just like, this is fucking insanity.
Is this the most fun? Like, and this is
yeah.
We don't know how long you made it, right? If you made it episode,
who knows? I might go home tomorrow.
Yeah. So how did it compare, Johnny, to the?
I will probably say no if they ask me to do a Survivor. And if they ask me to do a Survivor anytime soon, the answer is probably no. That's how awesome this was.
Man.
So,
and obviously
if they had asked me a week prior to filming that, it's just like, yeah, of course. I'm stupid.
What about Big Brother?
less, less. I mean, like what's less than absolutely not? So, well, Celebrity Big Brother. There's rumor and innuendo that they could potentially be doing a Celebrity Big Brother. I'm down for that. So, but yeah,
Johnny, will you be on my Amazing Race team?
No, I don't want to do the Amazing Race.
Oh, come on.
I'll be on your Buddy Games team.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is our Buddy Games team right here.
No,
this is
floor of lava. We got to do floor of lava.
Oh yeah, we got to get the Floor is Lava team going.
I don't think that's on TV.
I think
we should start submitting to all these shows.
Yeah, no, I'll do Buddy Games with you guys as long as you promise that we don't have to do a podcast about it.
Oh, yeah, Barb, no way. So Johnny,
I'm going to say one of us. I think Alex has to go in one of our spots because I think he's doing the work.
Alex has to be there.
Yeah, he has to go.
Alex has to be on our Buddy guy. I'll drop out and I'll lead the
podcast.
No.
Well, just like my premiere party. Everyone, Matt's not invited. Just like the premiere party.
So, Johnny, I have made a statement how my wife and I watched this. We loved it. We were entertained. It was an hour and 15 minutes, 10 to 11:15 p.m. It was easy to understand, and it felt like old school reality shows. So I know that like Lex and other former cast of Survivor and Friends had hit you up after episode 1. What was the consensus? And if you can like kind of give us a little bit of just insight on what your fan base and friends thought of this.
Everyone's loving it. I mean, like it's a flashback to like 2005, like, you know, when reality TV was fun and you know, and you know, as Joel said, you know, this is either going to be a hit or you know, we're going to get canceled. So
yeah.
and it seems as though the world is ready for not fucking kumbaya. And you know, and
what we've been saying about Survivor for years.
Yeah. So no, I like what you got? Ethan, he's gonna be at my Ethan's not coming to my Survivor viewing party in Boston, but Ethan's coming to my House of Villains viewing party in Boston.
Ethan's on.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow. That is awesome.
I mean, you know, like does that. So you know, I'm drinking out of Noel's leg at the House of Villains party. You know, I might be doing it at the Survivor party, but you know, I'm going to read the room. Like, you know, if it seems like that's not a good move, great. But House of Villains, me and Jax are pounding beers out of Noel's leg.
Yeah. So with episode 1 kind of in the books, no one got voted out, right? So it kind of goes to like
no one goes home until the beginning of episode 3.
Wow, that's
amazing.
Because while we were filming, we're just like, is anyone? I mean, because you have to be nice, but then there comes a point when you don't have to be nice because someone's going.
Yeah.
But if someone doesn't go in like 2 days,
right,
shit can change.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you don't want to say something to the wrong person that you thought was going home, and then shit gets flipped, and then they don't go home, and then they get power, and then, you know, but you thought that you could say whatever you wanted because they were going home. So it was not like I go there, I'm just like, I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being nice. Like, send someone to fuck home. I mean, like we go to confessionals. I'm just like, when is anyone going home on this fucking show?
Yeah.
So, like, we wore our day 1 outfits for the stupid, and you know, welcome to the House of Villains. 5 days in a row, we wore those stupid fucking like Corinne was just, she goes, I fucking stunk.
Yeah.
She's like, if you look at me, like she goes, I'm saying like this because like my dress had BO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Johnny, there are definitely people that are either a fan of yours or that are shit talkers and hate you from your dead grandma lie, right? So like in the Survivor community fan base,
I don't care about
a lot of times you block people and stuff like that.
I love I can't block you fast enough.
So my thing is, people know you from the Dead Grandma Lies. What made you into the supervillain that is Jonny Fairplay?
Yeah.
So with this show, do you think there's going to be a fan base of people that are going to completely maybe think of Johnny Fairplay and see a different side of you in a different light than they preconceived notion. Because in the previews, dude, we see a lot of you pounding beers and in a Speedo and funny shit.
And crying.
Yeah, and like I said, we're seeing some vulnerable Johnny Fairplay in the previews for next scenes.
Potentially. I mean, once again, I could go, I could go at the
beginning
of episode, when someone finally goes, it could be me. Like,
peek behind the curtain. None of us in this podcast know how Johnny Fairplay does.
No idea.
Don't want spoilers.
No.
Yeah.
We're rooting for Johnny Fairplay, but that's where we're at.
Okay, so is there a potential for them to see another side of Johnny Fairplay? Absolutely. And I mean, if you want to like Johnny Fairplay, you will have the opportunity. However, all the people that I blocked, fuck them.
Yeah.
Also,
I don't unblock. Like you said some shit that made me want to block you.
Yeah.
I don't like you can't unsay that shit that you said about me or my friends that I saw on fucking social media. So you say some shit that's out of school. Guess what? You're fucking gone. You do not get to experience my life through social media.
Yeah.
Also, the people that don't like you because of the dead grandma lie, which it's like, what a mundane reason to not like somebody. Oh, you mean he lied at the game where you're supposed to lie if you want to win the game? Oh,
and the person I lied about loved it, and their license plate said "Dead Gma." And the people that I played against, I screwed over for $1 million. My arch enemy Andrew Savage literally said on the finale, it was an honor to have played the game against me.
Right.
Yeah.
But these idiots hate me. So no, fuck them. I mean, listen, I'm nice. Like I try to be nice, but as I said, if you said something about me or my friends in the past, it's strike one, you're out. So you can like me now, and that's great. So, but I don't have
confirm
to like
you're
you.
not nice.
Thank you. So, but no, I mean, I do. For the people that have been along for the ride and the people just discovering me now, if they fall in love with me now, great. Thank you. Like I said, I like when people are nice to me like that. That's pretty cool.
So we saw you.
I'd love to talk to somebody that is experiencing you now through House of Villains. Like they love or hate Jax, and I want to watch this new Jax show. And they're like, who the hell is this? And I would love to interview somebody that is experiencing you for the first time through House of Villains. I have no idea who you are. Never watched Survivor.
Their names are Tanisha, Bobby Lights, Corinne, New York, who I was on her show, Shake, and Jax. So if you would like to see what people that have no idea who I am, what I'm like, and see their reaction, you will get it Thursday nights at 2 p.m. only on E.
It sounded like I set you up for that. That's so
great. You did.
That's true.
What were we gonna say, Dan?
Well, I was just going to say that I may experience some of it because if for any of my friends that even if they don't like Survivor, they've seen enough interactions, especially over the past week, of being like, oh, you've been with Johnny, Fairplay, whether they know him or not. And there's this new show, but it's, hey, they like Vanderpump Rules. They like some other shows. So what's the name of the show? I want to check it out. And it isn't because they know I'm friends with Johnny. It's because they know, oh, so-and-so was on the show as well. So that's why I want to check it out. So I think there's going to be a lot of people that aren't Survivor fans that have never seen him before, but they're going to experience him for the first time ever.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think it's great.
Incredible.
I think it's great. And I personally,
they're going to really learn me episode 2.
Well, that's great because, like I said, I don't watch the challenge.
If you were disappointed episode 1, you're just like, oh, listen, episode 1, I saw the writing on the wall. It's 10 insane people that know how to get airtime.
Right.
I was first one in the house. I knew I could narrate my own story walking in.
Mm-hmm.
I made 5 alliances, and you see that that me and Omarosa are kind of that we've had something for years. This isn't a new thing, and so let's say I did something crazy in the first 2-3 days. Do I get any more airtime than I got? I don't think so.
No.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, you're like you said, Johnny, you are playing with 10 huge personalities. This is not like the dud nerds on Survivor seasons of new.
So I read the room, but episode 2, you like, I know some of you are like, man, I want some fucking fear. I promise you, episode 2, you're gonna be like, fuck, and I'm like, I know. So yeah, I was just waiting for an opportunity, and God bless America, does it present itself in all its splendor.
All I know is we cannot wait. This has been so fun having you on here, Johnny. And it's cool because like I said, you're going to be doing the Talk Villain to Me podcast, talking House of Villains each and every week. And you're going to be having on.
I have a villain on with me. Yeah.
You have another villain on with you, breaking down the show.
I'm going to mix it up. I have some villains, but I have producers and editors that have asked to be on the show.
So there you go.
I mean,
that's awesome.
So that's going to be great. We're going to be listening to that. And then we're going to be, the goal is to, Dan, Wayne, and myself, or if someone can't make it, we'll have a fill-in. We will be doing this probably, if this works, Sunday nights is when we record these.
Assuming there's not a Bengals game.
Yes, assuming there's not a Bengals game, we'll work around that. We could do it today. I went to the Bengals game, so I was like, there's no way I'm going to do it earlier. But this has been super fun and a lot of great insights, and I can't wait.
Episode 2 will not like. If you thought episode 1 was good, and I think it's an amazing premiere, episode 2 is better than episode 1, and I didn't even think that was possible. Like I sat there, watched last night, and I'm just like, I can't believe they're showing any of this. Like cringe, like, oh my god, like everyone. It's just like the producers are. Like on Survivor, producers kind of have their favorites, and you have to watch what you say we're all producers' favorites. So production is saying a lot of stuff that they shouldn't. I mean, like, they're not influencing the game. They're like, "Do you ever think about this?" And they're like, "Fuck me." Yeah. Just like, yep. Dude. That could be what's happening. Who knows? So it's just like one person after another, and it's all of us. So they do not discriminate on who they make look like a freaking moron. So because they're just like, did you ever think about this? And it's just like, oh yeah, yep, that's there. Wow. that is, I'm a moron.
Dude,
so awesome. Season 2, Talk Villain to Me, is going to be the official podcast of House of Villains.
Maybe
for season 2. Yeah, it should. It's for season 1. It is, right?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, so
they don't have a podcast. We can just call it the official podcast. The unofficial.
It's the official podcast. Then come to the official watch party. So as I said, this Wednesday night I'm going to be in Boston, the greatest bar in Boston. Me, Brett LaBelle, Noel, Lirsa, Lunchley, Denise. It's this Wednesday night. Go to survivortix.com. And this Thursday night, I'm going to be in Boston at the world's greatest bar with Jax, and Ethan's going to be there. Noel's going to be there. Tickets available at villaintix.com. The following week, Clearwater, Florida, Hogan's Hangout. All these VIP will sell out. Get your VIP tickets first if you super excited, and you should be. Then I'm going to be a Protagonist, Loso in Charlotte, November 2nd and 3rd. The following week, I'm in Miami with Shake, so in Charlotte I got Jax. In Miami I got Shake and Corinne, and Johnny Bananas has just been added to that one. And then the following week is actually the previous week, Chicago. I got Jax with me in Chicago. And then the Survivor deal, I got Xander and Sarah Wilson and Matt Hoffman and Jessica Milagros from Big Brother. Those are both going to be awesome at Bounce Sporting Club. And then I'm going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio. I got Jax. I got you guys. it's going to be crazy. SurvivorTix.com, VillainTix.com, and then Fort Lauderdale. And I'm adding one more. I think I'm adding Chattanooga at a strip club.
Wow,
Oh, yes.
that's cool.
And then I'm doing a Hearts Reality. I mean, we're gonna have a villains viewing party there, and then the finale in Los Angeles. So I for the finale, there's gonna be people there. I can't.
So
I
fun.
don't want to say who's there, but there's people.
No,
there.
it's LA. There's going to be folks there.
Yeah. There's
Like,
gonna be a lot of folks.
They don't have they can get a Uber to the thing. They'll be there. Some of them will be there.
Yeah. So it's going to be great. Once again, there's conflicts in the cast, and so, but
Shake won't be there.
in 2 episodes, this note will make a lot more sense.
We can't see it; it's all white.
I know.
Okay, well there you go.
Purposely done.
Well, thank you, Dan, Wayne, Johnny. This has been super fun. I love the show, and I can't wait to see how it goes down. And it's fun. I mean, for those who don't know, we do these podcasts on all these different shows each and every week. And if you're a fan of what we do on this podcast and you want to support it, because we do stuff on, like I said, Big Brother, The Challenge, Survivor, but we have a Patreon group. So if you go to realitypatron.com, and we have a secret Facebook group. If you become a patron and you think it sucks, Johnny will return your money.
Yeah.
Just give it a try. It's literally, we have the best time going. I mean, if you thought Johnny told you some insights tonight on this podcast.
The Q&A, I say what I'm not supposed to say.
If you want the real shit.
I rode the line tonight. I don't ride the line on the Q&A.
Yes, we do the Q&A, and it's a great community. So realitypatron.com if you want to.
And we're covering Australian Survivor there.
Yes.
And we have links for Australian Survivor, and there might be House of M links that not episode 2, just the previous stuff for people outside of the country. I understand that there's
they can't watch
outside the US, so I'm trying to help those folks out.
Right on. And we will see you next week on another House of Villains podcast right here on the Reality After Show. Cheers, everybody, and good night, everyone.
Thank you. VillainTix.com, SurvivorTix.com.